the beach today is Brock Lesnar.
He's a really big dude. He'll also be returning to the UFC to fight at UFC 200. Let's get to know him a little bit.
When was the last time that you were tested outside of a ring or an octagon where somebody actually went after you looking for a physical confrontation?
It's been many years, but I just had told this story not too long ago to one of my friends. We were at this. We were at a function. They're called a street dance in the rural areas. They close off Main Street of a town, and then there's all kinds of venues. There's meals cooked on the street, and bars are open, and obviously I remember one night. I was at a function and went to the bar, ordered a couple drinks, turned around, went to grab my drinks, and another person grabbed them. And I was like, "Hey, man, I think those were mine." And he was like, "No, they're," kind of brushed me off.
Oh, no.
And I just grabbed them from him, turned around, and walked away. In the meantime, the bartender had handed him his drinks and proceeded to bust me over the head with them. So that was a long time ago.
And then what?
And then things ended very quickly. Very quickly.
I'd like to hear the rest of them, but I'd like to hear what happened.
Did it end quickly because he hit you over the
Somebody
head and
went
you
to
were
sleep
done?
and it wasn't me, and then the cops came and then I left.
You were the little brother. So when did you stop getting picked on as the little brother?
When I was 19, and I kicked my brother's.
Hold on, that's how long it took? You became a national champion wrestler after that. It wasn't until 19 that you could turn the table?
That's correct. Yeah. My brother came home, and I had to give him an attitude adjustment when I was 19 years old.
Let's hear that story, though. Give us that story.
We got into an argument, and there was alcohol involved, and my mom's china cabinet and all kinds of things throughout the house got broken. But we got it settled, and we moved on from there.
You told E60 that you don't remember 2 years of your life because you were drinking a bottle of vodka a day and taking a lot of Vicodin. What was happening in your life that led you down that path?
Well, I think that was the early years of me when I was a young performer in the wrestling ring. You go through things in life such as you become rich and you become famous, and you're naive and you're young, and to top it all off, you're traveling 360 days a year. Although the wrestling is fake, but the things that go on in the ring is still a non-forgiving environment to be in. So you're dealing with a lot of different injuries at one time. And not only that, I'm not a man to be on the highway. I'm not a man to be in a hotel room every night. I'm not a man to be in an airplane every day. And it took all that for me to discover that. And to cope with all that was, my best friends, vodka and Vicodin.
I imagine to outsiders it would be difficult to explain to them that you didn't enjoy this because there's so many cool things that came with it. Was it hard for you to talk to people about it while you were going through it?
Well, I mean, when you're young, it's fresh and it's cool, but is it really cool to be up all night, not getting any sleep, and then getting on an airplane, getting off an airplane, trying to find a place to eat, dealing with people at the rental car service, dealing with TSA, dealing with the hotel, or dealing with the loss of your luggage? What's cool about it? There's anybody that's a superstar or anybody that's a movie star. It's not what you think it is. It's not all smoke and mirrors, and it's not all glitz and glamour. It is hard work. It's a full-time job. It's not very glamorous. You have to go and perform every single night in front of different people that haven't seen you before, and it's like you're a hamster on a treadmill. When I was, and that's how I felt. And I'm thankful I'm able to work part-time in that environment and step back into the octagon. I feel very fortunate.
Jim Ross tells this story of a drunken 7-hour flight across, traveling where you end up in a wrestling match with somebody on the plane. What details can you give us that you remember from that night?
Nothing any different. I mean, it was full of booze and Vicodin and being stuck on an airplane for 7 hours on an overseas trip. What else are you going to do besides maybe pass out and fall asleep? Or get into trouble, and we did both. There's nothing much else to tell.
But weren't you actually wrestling Kurt Hennig on the plane? Is that accurate?
I believe we got into a scuffle on the plane. Yeah, I mean it's called whiskey wrestling. Have you ever done it? You should try it sometime.
No. Well, no. It sounds like it's more fun if you're always winning at whiskey wrestling.
It doesn't sound like you and Mr. Perfect doesn't sound like a fair fight in real life. Like I could imagine if somebody was writing it could be easy, but there's a weight class difference there.
Rest in peace, Kurt Hennig.
Didn't he call you a BS real wrestler? Isn't that where that all started? Because he tested the Lesnar ego? Honestly,
I was drunk and high. I couldn't even tell you what happened. All I know is when we got off the plane, we got reprimanded, and that's it. If you want to know the real truth.
My father's got something for you, Brock. Go ahead, Poppy.
Brock, what is the most romantic thing you have ever done for your wife?
Oh, the romance department.
What is the most romantic thing I have done for my wife? I don't know if this is romantic or not, but it is funny. So when my son turned 1 year old, I took my wife on a tropical vacation, and the people that were watching my son, I told my wife, we are going away, leave your wedding band at home because I don't want it to get stolen. So while we were gone, I had the people that were watching my kids take her wedding band and say that my son swallowed it. And in the meantime, they found a picture of a wedding ring inside a kid's stomach on an X-ray via from the internet. So when we got home, the story was all laid out. It was our 5-year wedding anniversary, and I wanted to get my wife a new wedding band. And my poor wife took it upon herself. I shouldn't even tell this story.
It's too late now. Brock, it's too late now. Let's go.
To search for the wedding ring in dirty diapers.
No. I thought that was funny.
Yeah. To answer your question, Brock.
It's so far not so romantic, but it's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so
that's a fair trade.
And for 2 days, my wife searched high and low for her wedding ring. And then we had our wedding vows renewed 2 days later, and I issued her a new wedding band for our 5-year wedding anniversary. Now that's romantic.
You didn't stop when she started cracking the diapers, Brock. That wasn't time for the joke to be over.
2 days of searching? I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I told her not to do it. I just said, you know what? I'll just get you a new one.
All right. See you later. You're in trouble. I feel like you're in trouble at home. See